It's connecting. And we should be live. What's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the dtalks podcast, episode 203 to be exact. My name is Darren, Rita. Feel free to connect with me at any of the links down below. And if you're new here and you enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing because we've got a whole lot of that going on around here. And when you do subscribe, leave a like or hang out with us in the live chat like you're going to do tonight. Helps us share conversations and laughs like we're having today with more people. So do consider doing that. Really helps us out. Also, be sure to turn on notifications because some people have been telling me, they're like, Darren, I love the show, but sometimes I miss it live and I hear you saying some dumb stuff. I want to tell you that it's dumb. So if you want to make sure you're in the live chat so you can correct me when I say something inevitably stupid, turn on notifications so you don't miss an episode. Now, before we can get into today's episode, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about how you're grooming because you're messing up, okay? We've all been there before, right? It's date night. Maybe you waited a little too long to trim the hedges, okay? And now you're rushing and you reach for that old razor, maybe that electric razor you picked up at a convenience store a couple years back. You're not sure if it's got any juice left in it. You shake it because you're looking down, and that cutesy little garden you had is turned into a sprawling rainforest of sorts. So you got to do something. But you realize about 30 seconds in, you're playing a dangerous game, okay? You're reaching, and you're going to potentially be hurting your most valuable assets. You're putting them at risk. You don't got to do that anymore. You got to go nuts, okay? Go Nuts is a brand new, first of its kind personal groomer with its unique design that's unlike anything else on the market right now. So quit playing yourself with these other products that just swear that they're going to protect you, but then end up using the same tech and leave you with the same cuts and nicks. So put your pre-order in now to secure yours today at thegonuts.com. It's on the screen right now. It's also linked down below. Put your pre-order in at thegonuts.com. It's time to get your grooming right and go nuts. Okay, so with all that good stuff out of the way, you might be like, whoa, Darren, that's a change up. That's a switch up. Well, it's because we've got a very, very interesting guest that I'm very excited to get to know a little bit more, introduce to you guys. He's the owner and actually creator here of Go Nuts and the owner of I forget the name of the company now. Private Grooming. It just escaped me. Private Grooming. Landon McKinnis is here in the building. Thank you for being here, man.
Thanks for having me. I really
appreciate you coming out to Milwaukee from Kenosha.
Yep.
So I appreciate you making the drive. I know it can be a little bit of a skip there. So appreciate you being here. And you've got some stuff here.
Absolutely.
You've got some products. I mentioned obviously we just plugged it here at the beginning of the show.
Absolutely. I brought a couple. One for you, one for me. Absolutely.
We've got some balls here to go nuts with.
Absolutely. Revolutionary design. Actually designed, it's like an ornamental shape, designed for your, looks like a design for your.
It's crazy. It's interesting, man. We were talking a little bit before we went live, and you know, everybody wants to be an influencer these days. Everybody wants to be their own boss, create something, and here you have done just that. And in a market that some people would think, maybe, I guess on the outside looking in, that there was no room for innovation, and you found a way to do that. So what was the inspiration to even get into the market of, like, I need to make a better razor?
Well, absolutely. When I was looking in my everyday life, when you look in your everyday life, you want to find things that you do that easily to make your life a little bit easier, make your life go smoother. So what I found was on date night or when I wanted to trim the hedges or make sure I was fully prepared in my grooming routine and my personal space in my bathroom, I was using products that were designed for other things and I was using them for what they were not designed for. So then I went and was like, okay, so do they design something for that? And so after doing my research, I found no, they don't. And so I was like, well, light bulb moment. Why not disrupt the whole industry? And how could I do that? And so I just went to work and studied and came up with Go Nuts.
Where do you think, or I guess we'll start back at the beginning then. So let's say you have that epiphany moment where you're like, this is not cutting it.
Right.
Maybe you're getting cut. And you're like, this is not worth it. I need something better. Okay, so what is like step one after you've realized, okay, there's nothing that really solving this issue.
Right.
What's step one look like for you before we get to this?
Step one is designing something that's actually going to work. So you reverse engineer the problem. So what's the problem, right? What problem am I having and why is it happening? So the problem is everything's designed like a hedge clipper.
Yeah.
Everything is a hedge trimmer. And anything is with a hedge trimmer, it pulls in your hair and then it cuts rather than cutting it before it pulls. So obviously if you're going to pull the skin and pull the hair that comes with the skin, you're going to get that nick, you're going to get that cut. And so you're putting teeth, razors, blades, everything else right next to your most precious jewel. So I was like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
So I designed something to take away the scare, take away the teeth, make sure there's a barrier in between both, but still give the same precision and performance that I expect.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense especially when you break it down like that. Especially, we're not going to obviously give any brand recognition here, but we have like, this is an old school razor. This is what everything you were just showing me before we went live. Everything at a Target or a Walmart is going to look like this.
Everything
this
in
shape.
the aisle is going to look just like that.
Right. This is the new guy.
That's the new guy. That's what's going to revolutionize and disrupt the whole industry and wonder why everything looks like that.
Yeah.
And when you can have something that looks like this.
Even when and this is, obviously, we're plugging the product, but even just looking at this, you've got teeth right here.
You got teeth right there.
Okay,
so
you've got very sharp. This is scary. I can mess somebody up.
And the only thing that they give you to protect you is a little piece of plastic. So here, just slap that over there.
Yeah,
you'll be all right.
They'll slap plastic on it.
Yeah, slap plastic over that. You'll be all right.
Exactly.
Trust me.
Trust me, bro. That's the science. Trust me, bro. But you look at this, and it's smooth.
Yeah.
And it's still it's getting the job done.
Exactly.
And I will say too, I don't know, maybe it is just a masculine urge to throw and catch a ball. But I dig the design. I dig the
See how you already want to play with it.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
I got a mini hoop somewhere.
I would not suggest throw it across the room if you want to use it again. But it's a fun design. It's obviously something that's eye-catching, and it makes you want to pick it up, use it, and put it in your hand. It's comfortable, and you can able to go nuts with it.
Well, and the other thing I think is interesting, and I wanted to ask you about, what was when you were in the process of, obviously you want to get the blade right, and it seems you've done that. What was the decision to go from a more of a vertical stick design to specifically a ball? Because I think it's interesting that you decided to go with a sphere as opposed to a normal stick within it on the end.
Well, that comes back down to just marketing, consumer trends, and things like that, and disrupting a whole industry. So if you're going to disrupt an industry, you're going to be able to have a big impact or something that's like revolutionary, something that's going to be completely different from the norm.
Yeah.
Completely out of the box, completely,
It's got a completely
different look. So it's got to be, and it's got to work. So not only does it have to look different, it's going to have to work. And so we had to make sure it works, went through different 16 variations and prototypes and models, things like that. Blades, magnets, no magnets, twists,
because we'll get into some more of the
buttons,
parts of it.
All of that.
Because you got some magnetic input parts here. You got the charging station.
Different attachments, not just just a cover or blade. Different models. All of that, speeds, motor speed, blade speed. Yeah. All of that goes into play.
So what?
Battery life, waterproof, not just water resistant.
Got it, waterproof.
It's waterproof, not just water resistant. If you read the competition, it's splash proof, not waterproof.
So I can't make a big oopsie with those ones, but I can with this.
Yes, that you can drop in the water, use it in the bathtub, and go nuts with it.
Yeah.
The other ones, you got to just be careful not to get too much splash on it.
Splash.
Splash.
That's how they get you, man. I remember the, what was it, the iPhone, 6 or something? It was like, we're water resistant. We're splash
That's what
proof.
it is. Yeah, resistant to splash.
Yeah.
Not waterproof where you can be submerged. Now they make them.
Now they are.
You can drop it in some water and it won't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it's actually waterproof.
No, that's cool, and it makes sense, right? Because when are we shaving most of the time?
In the bathroom, in the shower, in the tubs, all that. And then even if you aren't, you're gonna accidentally drop it in the toilet.
Yeah. That makes sense. But prior to having Go Nuts in your life, what was maybe like the worst shaving incident you've ever had?
Oh, I literally nicked my sack.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So and then you sit there all night at dinner, and you got your underwear chafing on your on the part that you nick, and you're like, man, that's not comfortable.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly why I looked into something. I was like, there's got to be. We're in the years 2000s and all that. Like, there's got to be something, and there wasn't.
Yeah. It's just it's crazy to me to think about, especially we've all been there where maybe you're just like, even if you're not in a rush, you're going as careful as can be, like slow.
That's what I found. I was like, nah, I wasn't even close. I wasn't even close. I was like a distance. I was like, keep it at a distance, like you said, the teeth at a distance, be careful, like actually pay attention to what I'm doing. I was like, okay, this time I'm gonna pay attention, and that's how I came up. I was like, I need something I can actually go nuts with,
and not have
exactly, just go nuts with and not have to worry about actually hurting myself. It's like I do the same thing when we brush our teeth. It's effortlessly. If you comb your beard, it's effortless. If you comb your hair, it's effortless. It should be the same thing when you use something down there. It should be effortless to be able to go nuts and use it. So then it all just came together. I was like, you can go nuts. It's for your.
Is that how you came up with the name then?
Yeah.
Like, I just
you want something you can go nuts with. And then I was like, wait a second. Like, it all matches. And I'm like, let me make it look like a ball. And it's like for your balls.
Dude,
and I was like, guys, it's all just like,
Yeah. Dude, wow. So, okay, so when now you had the idea, right, and you've done a little bit of research, and you realize there's nothing else, and maybe you have a general idea of what you want it to look like. What are some of the hurdles, maybe the biggest challenges for you as a person and as an entrepreneur to take this idea, which is a solid idea?
You protect your idea first. So I went to a patent attorney. I had 2 patent searches done to make sure there was nothing on the market that was hidden in the shadows, that someone may or may not have come up with the same idea, because most of the time we all sit there and have a great idea and you're like, that's a dope idea. And then next thing you know, your phone tells you, no, it ain't, because somebody's doing it.
Yeah, that's happened so many times. You're like, man, they should do this. And like 2 days later, your phone's like, we did.
Yeah. So, your phone's like, we did it. Yeah. It's like, you're like, that was a great idea. I wish I'd have thought of it first. So exactly what I did. I went to work to make sure I Googled certain words that were only kind of like what I was looking for, and then went to a patent attorney. Patent search company, had 2 patent searches done.
Is that intense? That process of looking for patents and whatnot?
It is, because it's not all about the pictures.
Yeah.
It's all about the claims and the words and what it claims to do, and how is that going to actually be more effective than anything else that anyone else has thought of. And then ultimately I got awarded
what's that process like? Give us a time frame of how long it takes to get
2 years.
Product okay, 2 years.
Yeah. You got the filing. You got to come up with the claims. Then you come up with the pictures. Then you got to file it. And then those people are so busy they don't even look at it for 12 months.
Yeah.
And then when they do look at it, then they got to send you a response. And the response is you have to revise any of the claims that might be overlapping or something that might not add up in what you're talking. And then you have one chance to review. Then you refile, and then once it goes through that person's desk, then they go through their backlogs of patents, and if they don't find anything that matches what you're doing, then you get a seal of approval.
Damn.
So that's a long process. And then after you get that, then you got to come up with a model that actually works.
Oh, okay.
So then you got to get a prototype, and then once you get a physical prototype, then you get a fully functional prototype, then you get a fully functional prototype. Testing. And then you test the prototype, and then you send that prototype to a real manufacturer, and then that manufacturer has to create a tool or a mold. They create a mold, and then once they create a mold, then you got to go to tooling, and then once you go to tooling, then you end up with a retail-ready product that's ready to hit your
Listen to that buzz. Listen to that
bathroom.
Hum right there.
Yeah, ready to hit your bathroom.
Yeah.
Right now.
Wow. And you did all that, man. You really you maneuvered this thing all the way through. I mean, you threaded the needle, and you went through that process.
A lot of help along the way. Yep. There's been help along the way. There's others that's helped me along the way. But it's been a long process. Mentally,
what was there ever a time where you were maybe like, I don't know if this is gonna happen
every day? No, I'm just
I still don't know. This isn't real.
Absolutely. No, it's one of those things where you can't let others comments, feedback, or anything deter you, because not everybody sees the vision. So there was a time, there's been some times where you don't have the money, or like, where am I going to come up with the money to be able to? Because it takes money to be able to come up with your own product and actually bring something from just drawing it on a piece of paper to actually getting
especially
it
when you're not
made.
selling it yet,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You're still making the thing, but you have to pay to get it
Yeah,
made.
Yep. There's all
and
that
you
money
can't
that's
sell it to
invested.
anybody yet.
No, you're selling an idea at that point.
Yeah.
But then difficult. Actually to get it there, it's a long process, but it's rewarding in the end, and that's why I wanted to make sure I created something that was undeniable. When you see it, it's something that's completely different. Make sure it works from a consumer standpoint. Make sure it can stand the test of time, stand up to everybody's feedback, because just like everything else, you get one chance to prove that you can do what you say you can do. So I made sure not to rush it. I made sure to make sure I took my time. I make sure no matter what other products were coming out or what other competition was trying to get into the same space, having faith in what I was doing and confidence in what I'm putting out there, that I know that what I'm going to put out there is going to be able to completely blow anything else out the water. So I just had to wait my time, and now is my time. So
I applaud that resolve, because especially, again, and we were kind of talking about it before we went live, there's been, a boom of certain companies in the past couple of years that have really taken advantage of maybe not necessarily really innovating much, but doing a spectacular job of branding and kind of just filling the space. And this is something that has the potential to shake that up. And so for you to stay the course, even though while you're going through this process of patenting it, getting it manufactured, doing all these things, having to watch this other product basically in a similar lane to you, doing what they're doing. That's it. I'm sure that had to, give you different frustrating feelings at times of being like, man, I just have to put the blinders on
all the time
and get through this.
All the time, all the time. But it's just no different than Burger King sitting next to McDonald's, and they're over there going, or
and then they drop that Fire Whopper song, and they got the nation back on their side, bro. Whopper, let's go.
Or just like Five Guys that came out. It's like, well, what makes you think you can sell hamburgers and fries? McDonald's sells millions. Well, I have a better product, different marketing. I offer something completely better, tastes better, might be the same, but mine's better. Might cost a little bit more, but you're paying for quality. So stuff like that. So
that's true.
You just can't be afraid to take on the big guy. I've never been afraid to take on the big guys. So I'm always an underdog. I like to be a fighter and root for the underdog.
And that's important as an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
it really
is.
There's no way you're going to make it without that.
No.
So we kind of touched on some of the challenges there. I was doing some digging. I'm looking on the website. I'm looking at the other products, and people can as well. You guys, it's linked down below. I saw you guys also have like a little travel ball sack.
Yeah.
It's called the ball sack.
It's called a nut sack.
Yeah, the nut sack. And then you had the nut case as well.
Case. Yeah.
On the website.
Yeah, the nut sack actually comes inside every package with that for your travel
really?
needs.
Wow.
It already comes with inside the package that we got. That comes with when you order Go Nuts. The nut sack comes with it. It's easily travels easy.
Yeah.
You keep it charged. Charge lasts for 2.5 hours, so it's easy to throw in your bag in case you don't want to throw your charger. And you can charge it for 2.5 hours of run time and throw it in your nut sack and throw that nut sack in your bag.
That's awesome, dude. I just love it. I definitely love that name. And I think it's really cool. And so we were, we kind of got into some of the features of the product, okay? And I know we've talked on it's obviously waterproof.
Yep.
We've shown here this guy, our blade here.
Yep, that's the single mesh attachment.
What's interesting is, so this is an attachment like you just mentioned. So this
is just a magnet. Yep.
Just a magnet.
Pops
comes
on
clean on and off.
Yep.
And then you've got a change here.
Yep.
We got a little 3 one here.
Yep.
So you want to just we've got a 3 head and a regular one.
Yep.
So what was
everybody likes options.
Yeah.
So rather than like your standard handheld clip-on plastic attachments that they give you like 5 or 6 or 8 sometimes in that, and they just give you like a whole bunch of these little clip-on attachments, and most of the time mine break or fall or lose, and half the time they're numbered and all that. So if I'm going to create something completely different, I got to be able to give the same type of options in a different way to my consumer. So that's where that came in at, was providing a detachable head, not just a clip-on.
Yeah.
So instead of you clipping it on, it's a magnet, which another cool feature, which guys like magnets and things to pull apart and snap back on. It's like snap-on tools.
We're all children at heart.
Plug-in. Yeah, exactly.
A little snappy
little
snap is gonna make me happy.
Little snap, little colors, things like that. And everybody likes options. So it was more so for thinking of consumer first. So everything that I did in manufacturing, designing, features, everything that I had was a consumer in mind. So consumer first. Like, don't tell me it's waterproof, and then when I get it really wet or drop it, it stops working.
Yeah, exactly.
No, don't tell me that it's gonna, do this when I clearly can see that it's not designed for that.
Yeah.
So
well, I can tell a lot of thought went into, especially when you take into consideration too you've got travel mode on there as well.
Exactly.
Because that again, people are looking at something like this, non-traditional. Even with something like this, right? Just a bump is going to turn it on, right? So if I throw it in a backpack and it just gets bumped a little bit when I'm in the airport doing whatever, it could turn on.
Exactly.
And you came up with a solution for that, which was
so by the time it's a travel mode. So you just hold it down, you press it, hold it for 3 to 5 seconds. Once it flashes red like that, that means it's in travel mode. So that means no matter how many times it gets bumped, you're not going to waste your battery life on accident when you throw it in the nutsack and throw it in your travel bag. And you just put it in travel mode. So when you are ready and you get to your destination and you're ready to use it, you're fully charged. All you got to do is hold it again.
Turn back on.
And now you're ready to go.
Yeah, see, I think that's again when you're talking consumer first, you can tell that this is something that you cared about.
Right.
And you were like, I want to obviously fix the original issue I had, but it's like, what else can I fix about this very outdated technology where it's like this hasn't progressed at all. They got better, and then they just stopped getting better for the last 20, 30 years.
Right.
So it's
just like what it works, don't fix it.
Yeah. And that's it's going to be to their detriment, I imagine, because this is phenomenal.
Well, that's why you see the other companies, that's when they have to pivot or and start moving into different products because at some point, the consumer catches on. It's like, wait a minute. I mean, you're not really solving my problem, so maybe I need to go find a company that really actually is listening to my feedback.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
Yeah, no, I think it is. We've got some people in the chat here. Coco says such a goated name and design. Katrina says awesome product, and McKinnis says I love it. You've got another thing here next to you. Actually, one more thing before we get into that. Actually, other thing I wanted to mention, which I thought was very good, and you mentioned because you guys do, you have a lot of international shipping as well. Really smart. So this is the charging port.
That's the charging base.
This is the base. So
I was actually designed that way too, so it just sits in there.
Sits in there nice, so I can set that on the sink. I can put that wherever, and then this gets plugged into, and it's just a USB.
Yep.
So you can any wall charger I can plug that into. It's versatile. I can use it with whatever. It's just a USB port. Plug that in, and I can plug that into there. So if something were to happen to this cord, I can go to the gas station, get one to replace just that cord, as long as my dock still works.
Yep. So Julia Dorney, she's our first actual influencer. So she actually endorses the product. She uses it in her car everywhere on the go. She plugs this literally into her car and uses it in her car while she's in Miami traffic. So it's easily usable everywhere. You can plug it in anywhere, charge it anywhere, take it out of the country with you. All you need is a USB and your nutsack or nut case to take with you, and you're on your way.
Yeah, that's so sick. And you mentioned what her name is? It's
Julia
Dorsey.
Yep.
Julia Dorney.
Yep, Julia Dorney.
And she's a MMA fighter.
MMA, yep, professional MMA fighter out of Germany.
You mentioned that she uses both models because you guys have another model.
Yeah, we have a female model
that
also, which is Go Bear. Yep, Go Bear, which is also the female model that we have. Because we also consumer first. We didn't want to just be a one-trick segmented company. We want to be able to follow the needs of both male and female and everyone. So we're an all-inclusive company. We design products for everybody, for everybody's use, because we also found during the actual design phase that women have the same problem too. So women actually have the same problems, the same needs, and the same issues that men have, just they deal with it in a different way. So what we did, obviously, during the same design phase was make sure we took care of everyone. So when we did release, we released for everybody. So we're a company that has something for men and women. and you can use either for both.
No, I like it. I like the having the little bit of a differential between the two. I think is kind of neat too. I like the design
The
of both.
aesthetics
It's
and
very
things
clean.
like that. Yep.
Yeah, it's almost like a rose gold there.
Yep,
almost.
you got it. Yep, the rose gold and the white. That way, the aesthetics is universal as well.
Yeah, it's clean. It's very clean. So you're not from Kenosha originally. We were talking beforehand. You're from Kansas City.
Yep,
and
I
you
live
moved
in
to-
Kenosha.
and
Yep, I'm a transplant. Been living in Kenosha for 15 years now.
There we go. So
Yep.
Kenosha. So it's interesting, coming from a place like Kenosha, and then basically, I don't want to say going to war, but going to war against the big boys here in the razor and shaving, grooming world, and you've got this product that is homegrown.
Right.
Where do you want to take this? Is this something that you would like to eventually have in convenience stores, in your Walmarts, your Targets, or is this something you want to keep direct to consumers?
Absolutely. No, we actually see ourselves in a little bit more of the higher end stores. I mean, Walmart obviously is a major retailer where everyone's more focused on getting into, but with us being such a niche product, we want to be where our customers are, where our competition isn't. So we're trying, target some of those high end places and be in all those areas where our competition isn't. So like tattoo parlors, surf shops, tanning salons. Target is obviously one of them. Costco, Sam's, some of the major market and retailers, obviously. Yep. But right now we're e-commerce straight to consumer. You can go to our website. We ship it out in 1 to 2 days. We have inventory in stock. We're getting ready to have our official launch this coming Friday. We had our soft launch over the last month, but this Friday is going to be our official launch. I'm happy to announce, and we're excited. We're going to be having an official launch party June 10th in Kenosha, so we'll have more information on that as well. And then, our official site's going to be launching this weekend as well, so I implore everyone to run and cash in on the family and friends sale that we're going to be having this weekend.
Well, that's phenomenal, man. Congratulations too. That's such a a process and a fight to get it to where it is, and to have your official launch coming up. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's
I
exciting time.
That feels pretty good.
I appreciate being able to announce that too. So it's exciting. Yeah, you get the first-hand information.
Yeah. No, that's
breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Go Nutz is about to go nuts this week.
That's what I'm talking about. So when it comes to like some of these other maybe brands or companies that are in the similar space, have any of them, are they aware of what you guys have going on?
A couple of them, yeah. But a couple of them I reached out to in my, design process, trying to network, team up and things like that. A lot of companies have their own ideas in mind, the direction that they're wanting to go in. So absolutely. So I found in the process of being the small guy, sometimes it's going to be, you're going to have to make a lot of noise and get out there and disrupt and make a lot more noise and kind of make your own way. So that's what we're doing, kind of grassroots, coming, talking to people like you, getting out there, face to face with people and talking to people and spreading the word, launch parties. And we have one in Kenosha.
Having to do a whole lot right now as the face of the brand, right? We were talking before we went live, man.
A lot.
You've been having to do way more interviews in the last couple months than you've done your whole life.
My whole life, yeah, I'm having to, but it's getting comfortable being uncomfortable. You got to do what you got to do to get the product out there.
Yeah.
So so I'm here and I'm having to do what I have to do, and in order for me to share my idea and this vision with the whole world. So I'm a loud guy, so I figured I need to go ahead and start being real loud.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Get in front of some microphones and start shouting. That's what we're doing.
Give me a little bullhorn, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And start standing out in the corner.
I dig it, man. So I want to, if you're willing, right, I want to give maybe a demo here.
Absolutely.
All right, I've got excess body hair, so we can see.
I brought one for you to use. Absolutely.
Okay.
So absolutely. So yeah, with your you got some long arm hair here. What I would suggest is you start with the with this one right here first.
This one, the third one.
Start with this one first, because this one's going to have your immediate results that you're looking for your audience.
Okay.
You pick a area on your arm wherever you want to start at, because you do got some pretty. You should get a comb. You should comb that.
Yeah. Should have brushed it all one way.
Comb it. No, you should comb it out. Make it so everyone can see it. But yeah.
Can you guys see that? Can you see the hair? You can see it, right? Okay.
So yeah, you can go nuts with it.
I'm just gonna. I'm shaving some arm hair off.
Oh, you can go better. You go nuts with. Don't be scared. It's not gonna bite.
It don't do. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Totally smooth.
Yeah. See, look.
And I'm losing hair.
Fast,
and it's
at
not
a rapid pace.
Yeah. And I can just move it. It's
yeah,
nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you gotta press on yourself.
Yeah.
Press down a little bit. Yeah.
My notes are getting
Now
covered
look,
in hair.
Now look. Yeah. Now you're bald.
Look at that. You see that big bald spot right there? That is smooth too. Very smooth.
Now
Look
you
at
see
that.
now. See if you wanted to go down, go
If
over
I want
a
to
little
go
bit
even more.
Yeah.
I pop this off.
Just pop that on.
Put this one on.
Put that one on.
And we're here.
Now make sure you get all your little ones. See, you hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that?
This is like ASMR.
You hear that? You hear how it's getting
Yeah.
all the other the little ones that it might have missed in there?
Yeah. And now I've got a clean patch. Dude, and yeah, you can just move it around. It's not tugging. And these are long hairs. If this was this
So
guy,
imagine, yeah.
it was gonna. It
so
would.
imagine how careful you'd have to be, like.
Yeah.
You'd be like.
Yeah,
where's
I'd
the
have to be
clip
so
on?
slow. Yeah, no, that's. I can just.
Go
I mean,
nuts.
I don't want to. Yeah, I could go
Yeah.
nuts. I could go nuts. I don't
You
want to
can
go nuts on my
with
whole
it.
arm, but
right, yeah,
I'll go
but
nuts
if
down
you
there.
Yeah, exactly, right? See, at
Yeah.
first you're kind of hesitant because why? You're used to.
Yeah.
You're used to having to be careful. You're used to having to be like, let me, before I put some moving parts against my body, let me make sure it's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
Nah, I need to make something to go nuts with so you can just, if I just go blind and use it. You just have some confidence. That's what we.
I'll keep my sleeping mask on next time I shave just to see. Yeah. No, that's really a dope, man. Really dope.
Yeah, and it's really exciting when people see people's reaction when they actually start.
Well, that's what you like when you told me I'm going so slow, and I'm like, because I'm, even though we're talking about it for 40 minutes, I'm like, okay, and then I feel nothing,
right?
And then I'm going faster, and I still feel nothing.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. It's incredible.
Yeah. So that's what we make sure that you get that experience, and now when you have that confidence, when you step back in there and then go use it, you're gonna have that confidence to go down there and go nuts with it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get the results that you're looking for.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, it works, bro. I don't know what to say. Like that's I don't know what other. There's no other selling.
That's the only question
do, right?
that everyone has. Does it work?
Yeah.
So now live on here on your show, you can say
it works.
And look at your arm. Now your arm looks funny. You're gonna.
My arm does
shave
look
the rest
funny.
of your
I'm gonna have to shave the rest of my arm. I work tomorrow. I'll be bartending tomorrow,
Somebody
so
can
that'll be
be-
interesting. Someone's gonna be like, "What's going on?" Maybe I'll put a Michael Jordan wristband or something on. Gotta get in character here.
You will. Yeah, you are gonna feel a little breeze there on your
Oh
arm.
yeah,
though.
it's gonna be. That's interesting. Good thing I didn't tan it all this weekend. That'd have been weird.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's super cool, man.
Yeah, I'm
That's
excited
really
about
cool.
it. Yeah, I get really excited when people actually see how it actually works and
Why
feel
and
it
why
and not-
wouldn't you,
yeah,
man?
Exactly.
You brought this is your
Yeah.
brainchild. You know,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah,
Totally
absolutely.
makes sense. As you've been going throughout this process, you mentioned you had some people in your corner. People that have helped you out.
Yeah.
What was maybe the best piece of advice that you got during this whole process? And before you answer, actually, I want to pull this down just a little bit so we're not in your face there. But yeah, keep that pointed at you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. What was like the best piece of advice you got from somebody?
The best piece of advice I got. I've had a lot of advice.
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure. Everybody, they hear you're doing something, and even though they're not doing it, they got no money involved. They'll tell you how to do it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of advice. So the advice I've got is just keep going. Just keep going. Yeah, just keep going. You haven't stopped now. Just keep going.
Is there anything, if you were to tell you of a few years ago when you were starting this process out, is there anything you would say to that guy and be like, hey, just know this.
Stay focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay focused.
Keep the blinders on.
Yeah,
Don't worry about them.
Don't worry about them. I know there's a lot of things that you want to do, but just stay focused on this.
Yeah.
Just stay focused.
That's super cool. Man.
Yeah, stay focused.
Anybody, so obviously I'm sure friends and family that you've probably had some people try it out.
Absolutely.
Aside from my arm today.
So, yeah.
How
They're all the first people to try it.
Yeah. What when you're like going through, maybe the design process of prototype, are you who is trying those out? Are you the guinea pig? Who's trying those original Go Nutz razors.
Yeah, no, me and my fiance Katrina.
Okay.
Yeah, me and her, and me and her and friends, and friends that are around. Yeah,
Very
me,
cool,
her,
man.
the friends.
What was it?
Rothwell's, Phil Joseph, Katrina.
Wow. So was there what was maybe if there was like a biggest change from prototype number 1 to final product, what would that be?
The biggest change would be the aesthetics. The aesthetics on the outside of it and the texture. Wanting it to make it to where it's a signature item, so when you do see it, and then if there are any other copycats that are out there and try to actually copy it, then you actually know that I'm the original.
Yeah.
So
That
would be it. All the aesthetics.
And it is. It's a powerful design. I see this being very iconic. You know, it's a strong design. It really is. So I definitely see that. I see that that consideration put into it, and it's cool, man. It sits so nice in there. It really does sit so nice in that charging port. Bro, I'm trying to save money, but just been influenced. I need one. That's what I'm talking about. So then what's next? We've got the launch party. We've got the drop.
Launch party, yeah. Launch party, official launch this week. And then we're going to be having other products to come along with it. We got Go Skin, which is our moisturizers, and scented baby powder. That's going to be like a vegan scented baby powder. It smells like mango and peaches.
Oh, okay.
We got moisturizer, so you can moisturize and actually have creams down there to go along with it, as well as obviously future versions to come. With more features and enhancements, and
that's exciting.
More products to come.
Very exciting, man. Well, we're right around the hour mark here. Is there anything we didn't get to today that we need to let the people know, that we need to put on the record here?
No. Launch party's June 10th, Kenosha. Everyone's invited. We'll have more information on that on our social media, Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Facebook.
It's the Go Nutz on everything.
The Go Nutz on everything. But yeah, I just really appreciate everyone's support. I really appreciate. I'm really excited about everything. I'm really excited about being here as well. I really appreciate you having me, and I appreciate everybody, all my family and friends support. So it's a really exciting time. I'm happy to share with everyone.
Well, I appreciate you making the time, man. You have any questions for me before I wrap the show here?
No, not at all. Just make sure you buy one.
Yeah, I will. I definitely will be. Hey, man. Well, I appreciate you again, Landon, for being on. I want to say thank you to everybody who was in the live chat here tonight, as well as those who are going to be watching days after here on YouTube or listening over on Spotify. I also want to throw a quick shout out to our patrons for supporting this episode and all of the stuff we do here on the channel. If you guys are interested in getting behind-the-scenes access to extra videos, extra podcasts, vlogs, as well as a series where I break down how I mix, master, and write every single one of my songs, go to patreon.com/DarrenRita to do all of that, and you can help support the channel for as little as $1. Also want to put a quick shout-out to Go Nutz again, because they are sponsoring today's episode, so appreciate them. And you had something for me?
No, I forgot one more thing. This Friday, make sure you go to dtalks.com, 35% off, site-wide sale, flat $71, and we'll have it to you in 1 to 2 days. Unless you're international shipping takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure everyone goes to dtalks.com, our official launch, and we're excited. Yep,
yeah,
we're excited.
Very excited. And that's linked down below for anybody that wants to go check it out. This has been the 203rd episode of the dtalks podcast, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.